Welcome to the Australian Business Executive Podcast, where we speak with Australia's most influential industry professionals on the business and economic development issues taking place across the country. You can stay up to date with all our content, including our magazines, podcasts and videos by visiting www.theabe.com.au and clicking on subscribe.
Today's guest is Royal Nut Company Managing Director Sanjay Mirchandani. Sanjay is a seasoned manufacturing and distribution general manager across multiple industries, countries, and languages. After developing his early career with BHP, he is now steering his father's business to become a market leader. Sanjay, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me, Jesse.
So firstly, why don't you take us through the background of the Royal Nut Company?
Yeah, sure. So the Royal Nut Company was founded in 1987 in the foodie hub of Brunswick, located in Melbourne. So back in the 80s, there was a very strong Middle Eastern influence. And I kind of liken it to Agrabah from Aladdin, the very open market vibe. Originally, it was a small warehouse supplying exotic nuts, legumes, grains to small local businesses. And there was also a direct-to-public store at the front of the factory. My father purchased the business over 20 years ago and immediately brought in most of my siblings. I was actually the one that didn't come in at the time and have been with the business for the last 5 years or so.
So that's the origins of it. Why don't you take us through where the business is these days?
Yeah, sure. So from those humble beginnings, the business has come a long way. Last year, we sold over 3,500 SKUs. We have approximately 90 staff across 2 manufacturing and distribution sites. We supply to the major and independent retailers, including Coles, Woolworths, and the like. We supply to other large manufacturers that also end up onto those same retail shelves. We supply top restaurants, particularly across Melbourne, cafes, and everything in between. We've got multiple customers in the Queen Victoria market, the South Melbourne market, and it's not just limited to Melbourne. We supply across Australia, and we export as well. We've expanded and modernized our retail stores across Melbourne, so we now have multiple stores. We also have an e-commerce store that grew significantly through the COVID pandemic as well.
And just a question about, is the e-commerce stores, is that retail or wholesale only for people?
It's retail only. However, we do have a similar application that we're actually about to launch for our B2B customers as well, where they'll be able to order in a similar e-commerce style.
Excellent. And so what products would most people know you for?
Mainly it'd be our premium grade, freshly roasted and flavored nuts that we do here on site every day. So that's everything from our almonds, cashews, pistachios, hazelnuts, etc. Our nut butters. So we make our own freshly ground and pasted nut butters on site as well. And that's everything from the same products that I just mentioned. Trail mixes, spice blends. Look, we have an expansive range to make up your own muesli or granola blend, even to make your own coffee blends. We grind coffee beans. If you want to make your own cakes or baked goods, Royal Nut Company is really the place to come if you want to make an ideal picnic or entertain your guests or loved ones with a diverse range of snacks that perhaps you probably wouldn't have seen before. You'd be pretty hard pressed not to find the right nut that you're looking for here at Royal Nut Company.
Okay. So, I mean, that's the start of it. What else is it that you think makes you different from competitors in your space?
Yeah, look, I guess in the dried goods and particularly the nuts space, there's a lot of different varieties and grades that you'd get in the market. A lot of the stuff, you'd see a lot of the products in say supermarkets where it'd be a little, probably not so fresh. There's a lot of defects on the product, a lot of chips and cuts and products that aren't whole. So what we specialize and focus on is really the premium products across all of these categories. So again, it's the grade, so premium grade, the size of the nut, the way we package it. We try and take all the air out of the packaging to keep it fresh. It's very transparent, so you know what you're getting. What differentiates us as well from our competitors would be the roasting and flavoring techniques. So we use a different techniques. There's different methods of roasting. There's direct contact with the ovens. The way we flavor it as well, straight out of the ovens. Our retail store offering. So again, the smaller pack sizes and the accessibility direct to the consumer, which again, a lot of the other, I guess, the competitors don't have that offering direct to the consumer. And just finally, our passion and knowledge that we share with our customers, both in our office for our B2B customers, but also our retail stores. You can really come in and have a chat about what it is that you're trying to do, what's the best product, what's the difference between that grade and this grade, and what's the best value for money and how to use it all.
Excellent. So, what issues or trends are taking place in the Australian food space at the moment?
Yeah, it's always a dynamic space. There's the ever evolving health consciousness of consumers. It's a big focus in Australia with it's such a sporting nation, an active nation. There's levels of obesity. So really, those trends that continually change and the claims such as vegan, organic, natural flavors and colors, kosher, etc. That's it's very important to be transparent and clear about what you're claiming. And that's something it's difficult for food suppliers to manage, but very important nonetheless. Another trend would be the competitiveness of the Australian manufacturing sector compared to overseas, with the cost of production in Australia versus overseas. The I guess what comes with that and what people expect and the support of local suppliers is very important, and just balancing the local and offshore supply following the COVID pandemic. So Royal Nut Company's really shown a lot of resilience through the pandemic, and particularly the economic downturns that we're experiencing at the moment. The company's learned and adapted quite quickly in the face of adversity, and we've really stayed true to our loyal customer base.
Okay, that's great. Now, in addition to all of that, you've got some positive news to share with us today, don't you?
Yes, I do. We've actually made significant investments, and in early 2024, we'll be combining our two manufacturing and distribution sites into one state-of-the-art facility. Now, this will be located in the premier food manufacturing hub of Scoresby in Melbourne. So this purpose-built facility is 9,000 square meters in size, and that more than doubles our existing footprint. So the facility design, we had it led by industry experts, and it's very meticulous in the way that it is designed. It uses stringent food safety standards and lean manufacturing practices. And it's all tailored to the Royal Nut Company value proposition. We've made significant upgrades to our manufacturing and warehouse equipment. And what does it all mean? It all means that we'll be able to supply our customers more efficiently with the right product on time with much fewer issues. We'll still nonetheless retain a strong presence where it all began in Brunswick, with the famous Royal Gold building, serving our businesses and end consumers alike. And also, just finally, in early 2024, we'll be increasing the size and product range of our fantastic Melbourne retail store. So that'll be getting a full makeover, which is all quite exciting as well for our city of Stonington customer base.
All right, very good. So, what will these improvements mean to the business in the medium and longer term?
Yeah, we'll be having significant capacity uplift, and effectively we'll be able to grow the business more efficiently. So we'll be more efficiently supplying our existing and new customer base. We'll also be incorporating new capability in the food manufacturing space, which is very exciting.
Okay. Before we finish today, is there anything else that you haven't had a chance to address?
Nothing more than I'd just like to implore any food business to reach out to us if you think that we can partner with you, take advantage of our growing capacity, our capabilities, our knowledge. And as for the food lovers, particularly those of good, wholesome food, just look out for our Royal Nut Company retail stores and just come in, have a chat to us and see the difference.
Excellent. Well, Sanjay, thanks very much for your time today.
Thank you very much, Jesse.
This has been a production of the Australian Business Executive, a division of Romulus Rising Proprietary Limited. All rights reserved. You can stay up to date with the Australian Business Executive, including our magazines, podcasts and videos, by visiting www.theabe.com.au and clicking on subscribe.